Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn about how to create an EC2 instance using Terraform. Let's get into the video. In the first step, as we are going to create EC2 instance on AWS, we have to look at the documentation what and the Terraform says for creating the EC2 instance. So I'm on the Terraform website, registry.terraform.io. So under there, click browse providers, click AWS and click on the documentation. You'll get different types of options. I mean, based on the resource that you are going to use, you can make use of the specific section of Terraform code. As we all know, Terraform is a infrastructure as a code. We can create the whole infrastructure with the help of Terraform code. So over here, before we go into the EC2 commands, let's see what is available in the AWS provider for Terraform. So what they're saying, Terraform 0.13 and later, if we are trying to create any resources, we will have to use this specific section of command. But in case of Terraform 0.12 and earlier, we don't need to specify this section anymore. So this is for more redefined command perspective. But for the sake of this video, we don't need to worry about it because it will still work if we are not using this particular section. Okay, so there are two main things we need to understand. So whenever we create an resource, it could be AWS related resource or Azure, Google, it doesn't matter. So first thing we need to make sure that how we are authenticating our Terraform platform to the provider. So authentication is the main key part of, in order for you to log into the specific provider, in this case AWS. Um, so you are able to authenticate by using different information set like static credentials, environment variables, shared credentials, code build, EC2 instance, metadata service. There are different types are available in AWS, but today we are going to use static credentials. Under static credentials, what we are specifying, provider, in this case AWS, and the region where you are going to create the EC2 instance, along with the access key and the secret key information. Okay, so how do I get my access key and the secret key? So in order to create access key and secret key, you need to log into your AWS console. Under IAM, you will be able to create an user. So I'm clicking the IAM. So as you know, IAM is an global feature. Just go ahead and click on the users and add users. Here I'm going to use Terraform as a user, for example. So we are going to use programmatic access based on the access key and the access key ID and the secret access key. Select this and click next. Permission. We need to give the permission. So I'm going to give administrative access for this particular user. Go ahead and click next. Um, Tags is not mandatory over here. Just going ahead and creating the user. So once you create the user, you will get access key ID and secret key. Okay, so you are now set with the user that you wanted to authenticate with the AWS. Go back to Terraform website. So these two details are ready for you. Now you can simply copy this. Going back to my Atom workspace, trying to create a new file. my ec2.tf. Click enter. So this is your workspace. Just paste the command that you have copied. Else you can just type the information whatever you have seen in the Terraform website. So provider AWS, and I'm going to create a EC2 instance on West 2, and then we need to copy the access key and secret key. Similar way, copy the secret key. Yeah, I think there is a forward slash. Okay, so we are set with the authentication details. It doesn't mean and that you will be able to create a EC2 instance only with the help of these details. So next, go back to Terraform. So here we are going to create a EC2 instance. So under EC2, you will get different options. What we are going to creating EC2 instance. So click on the AWS instance. Over here, it talks about the example usage. It has a different variables for us to use in order to create a EC2 instance. But we don't need all of the information in order for us to create a EC2 instance. So the main thing that we need to consider here, resource. So what type of resource we are going to use, which is AWS instance in our case, and the name of the instance which you wanted to assign, and AMI ID. So which is something you will get it in the AWS website itself. You're supposed to know this information before you create the AMI for you. Instance type. What type of instance? The instance type is based on the capacity of the instance. So let's take example. So I'm going to click on the launch instance. So in our case, we are using West 2 region. You see US West 2. Okay, I'm going to select US West 2. So once you select the specific region, because EC2 is based on the region specific, I'm going to select Amazon Linux to AMI. So this is the AMI code that you wanted to and know and create. Okay, so we know the AMI code, and just copy this whole command and go back to Atom. I'm just naming this my EC2 instance, and AMI code, we're going to copy it here, and for the sake of example, click select T2 micro. T2 micro is in a free tier, so I'm going to use T2 micro for my example. Okay, then the tags is an optional value for us, so I'm not going to use the tag value here. Yep. So now the command is ready. So in the first section, we are creating the authentication credential information, static authentication credentials, and then the resource type name, and then AMI ID is code, instance type capacity. Once your Atom file is ready with the provider details and the resource details, go back to your command prompt and type where I mean the project folder where you have the Terraform exe file available. Type terraform.exe space init, which would eventually try to download the plugins related to AWS as you are trying to use the AWS provider very first time. Next, you need to type terraform.exe space plan. So this will eventually check the command that you have inputted on your atom. This will say what are the changes it is going to make in the AWS platform. So it says it is going to create a AWS instance with the AMI ID of this one, and then what else? Instance type as T2 micro. So rest everything is known after apply, which means we since we haven't chosen those specific configuration, those configuration will be will be seen after you apply it. So that's it. After this, type terraform.exe apply. This will take on its own time to execute this command set whatever you have inputted in the atom. Here it says, do you want to perform these actions? Yes, I want to perform these actions. If you want to perform, type yes. If you don't want to perform, type no. So here I'm going to type yes. So after this, it will take time to create the instance. So now it is started creating the instance. Okay, so now the instance has been created. It says apply complete, resources on added. So now let me go back to my um, AWS console. Let me type EC2, and if I go to instance running, I can see one instance is running. So this is what we have created now, and the instance is successfully created. Okay, now that the instance is fully running, um, and since I have created this instance for the training purposes, I'm going to delete this by using the Terraform command itself. In order to delete the specific instance or specific resource in AWS, you have to use a command called Terraform destroy. When you just type Terraform destroy, it will delete all the resources what you have created. But in our case, we have to delete one specific instance or one specific resource. Henceforth, you have to use hyphen target and then and the resource type, which is AWS underscore instance dot the instance name. So remember, when we have created the resource, we have created the resource with the name called mine EC2. So just type with this command and click enter. So this will ensure to delete the instance in the AWS. So it will take time for to delete the instance. So after the command fully executed, it will say command, I mean destroyed one resource. So if you refresh your instance, it will say is fully destroyed. So no more instances are running. So that's it, friends. I hope this video is made useful for you. If you have any questions, so please post it in the comment section. If you like this video, please click like button, or if you have any new questions, post it in the video that I can cover in the future. Okay, friends, so we'll catch up in the next video. Thank you so much.